On today's primetime local news, with summer here, the outdoor pool is offering something for everyone. And Alberta farms open their gates to the general public. Plus, what's playing at the local theater in this week's entertainment panel.
Prime time local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Here in Lloydminster, emergency crews were called to an accident at 51st Street and 51st Avenue around approximately 10:30 this morning. A single vehicle was damaged. RCMP closed off the area where a single car allegedly crashed into a pole. Emergency crews were on scene for most of the day as the road remained closed for investigation. We are unsure of any injury sustained in the incident at this time. More information will be released once RCMP complete their investigation. The outdoor pool here in Lloydminster is open for the summer season. The pool is back to its regular routine after pushing through the COVID years.
So things have been going great since we opened. We opened about the second week of June, and then on a hot day, we've been seeing many people coming in here to beat the heat.
The pool has plans for tons of events and activities as the summer season continues.
We are offering senior swim here, so Monday to Friday we have from 11 to 12 their senior swim going. We do have lane swimming too. I know many people like to get outside for lane swimming, so we have that from 12 to 1 Monday to Friday. And then we're rate public swimming from 1 to 8:30 Monday to Friday, and then on weekends it's 12 to 8:30 as well.
A teen swim event is also planned for people 12 and up on July 27th. Looks like there's something for everyone there at the pool. Love to see people out there enjoying it. Moving to other news now, the Lloydminster and Region Community Futures have a number of programs available over the summer to help entrepreneurs. Stacey Comer has more on what's available.
I'm happy to be joined today on Primetime Local News with a special guest, Corinne McGurr. Corinne is the GM of Lloyd and Region Community Futures. Corinne, thank you for joining me today.
Always a pleasure to chat with you.
Well, let's talk about, first of all, what it is that Lloyd and Region Community Futures does. There may be some people out there who aren't aware or are unsure of exactly what you guys do. So can you just explain to everybody what it is that you guys do?
Sure. We have been around in the region and in Lloydminster for almost 35 years. So people are quite surprised about that. But we're really here to help entrepreneurs. We're here for small businesses. We're here to grow our regional communities, focus on economic development projects, but really just to help support and nurture our small businesses and those striving to be entrepreneurs.
So what type of services do you offer?
We offer a variety of things. We have, basic portfolio of coaching and training, advice. A lot of resources go through our doors. People come to us with, how do I build a business plan? Do I need a business plan? Those kinds of questions. And we help them get on the correct path. We love doing some training. We help have a lot of resources. And probably the most important factor that we also support with is financial support. We do have a small business lending program as well.
Now, over the summer, I noticed a post on social media the other day about some of the things you have going on. So can you just go through some of the things that are available to people over the next couple of months?
You betcha. One of the programs we've been supporting and facilitating for a really long time is the self-employment program. This is a unique program specific to Saskatchewan residents who are looking to start up their own business. And so we include some training, coaching, advising, some monitoring. And so anybody that is looking to start their business, there's some financial supports in that somebody who's maybe on employment insurance benefits can retain those benefits while they're starting their business and things like that. So anybody on the Saskatchewan side can certainly reach out to us for that type of a program. Another really fun thing that we do, we love youth entrepreneurship. And so we recently held our second annual Lemonade Day. And we know hundreds of people had glasses of lemonade a couple weekends ago. And we thank everyone for supporting our young entrepreneurs who set up their lemonade stands all around Vermilion, Kitscoty, and Lloydminster. So it was a great day. Businesses were so supportive and encouraging and mentoring these youth to set up their lemonade stands. And we had about 25 stands between the three communities and about 90 participants that had signed up for the program. So we're really excited about youth entrepreneurship and getting people started young.
Is there any certain criteria that people need to, any boxes per se that have to be checked off before they can come and see you? Or is it best if they're unsure just to maybe reach out and find out what they can possibly qualify for or how you can help them?
Absolutely. We encourage anyone just to reach out and ask. We know the world out there is inundated with information, and you do that website search and the business resources are endless. And so we're here to support specifically our region, and we are here. We have office space in Lloydminster and Vermilion, and so we're here to help people one-on-one. We can help online. If people are seeking funding for the business, we have a few limitations. We can do loans up to $150,000. And we also work very closely with our partnering financial institutions and other lenders. And so we encourage everyone and we require them to approach their banks first before coming to us so that we can create those partnerships and collaborations between everyone. So, it's nothing too complicated. Anyone can come and reach out to us and ask those questions. I think entrepreneurs get on their journey and they think that they're alone and there's no one to help them. And how do we get resources? And so through our one-on-one coaching, one-on-one advising, we can help people get started. We can hopefully get you some information on other programs and grants out there. And then most recently, we launched our digifutures.ca website. And this is a platform specifically for entrepreneurs. And so online platform, you can do training, you can watch a bunch of quick videos, you can get the downloads of business plan templates and cash flows and things like that. And so we encourage all our entrepreneurs and small businesses owners out there to tackle that aspect of resource gathering, because it's all local and we're here and you don't have to be abandoned.
Well, you guys just have so much to offer, Corinne. If people are looking to get started and find the information in one place, what's the best way to locate you guys?
Yeah, websites are awesome. And so our website, lloydminsterandregion.albertacf.com is our main, I know it's a mouthful, is our main website. Digifutures.ca is our training portal. And then, of course, we have our location. We are here in Lloydminster, just on Highway 17 South in the Southgate Plaza. So we're kind of tucked away behind Superstore. And so, we're here for anybody that wants to come and visit and say hi. And then we're also in Vermilion on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
All right, Corinne. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Like I said, just so many things that entrepreneurs and people starting business, great information they can get from you guys. So hopefully people will see this and decide that all of a sudden you guys are going to have a really busy summer.
That would be great.
All right. Thanks, Corinne.
Thanks, Stacey.
And now it's time for us to check in with Shelby Clark for a look at your weather heading into the weekend.
Thanks so much, Mr. Jace Mackey. Yes, now taking a first look at your weather forecast as we are, starting off our Friday, heading into the weekend, TGIF. We are just sitting at 22, so we are looking at a warm day today once again. We are feeling that warmth out there, a lot of sunshine peeking behind those clouds, so hopefully everybody's enjoying it because it is quite a beautiful day today. Hopefully you have that water and you're staying hydrated and using that sunscreen, so that's the most important, because we will probably start to warm it up even more as we go past into the weekend. weekend. We were expecting to be a bit more cloudy today, but that sun kind of overpowered it, and I think it just really wanted to come out throughout the day, so hopefully everybody's enjoying it. Switching over to temperatures across the region for Alberta and Saskatchewan. On the Alberta side, most spots are just seeing past that 20-degree mark as well, matching with us here in the border city. Most are just sitting at 22 to 23 degrees on our Alberta side, and then we have a few that are just hitting those mid-20s. 24 for Bonnyville and as well down in Wainwright and Provost. And we go a bit over to Edmonton. They're just sitting at 25. So Edmonton continues to see the warmest conditions on our Alberta side. Going over to our Saskatchewan side, they are matching with us with those conditions as they're just seeing past that 20-degree mark. 21 in Meadow Lake, and the rest start to warm up from there. Most are just sitting at 22 and 23 degrees on our Saskatchewan side, and the warmest there is Macklin, just sitting at 24. And with North Battleford tonight, they will be going down to a low of 9, so expecting that single digit for their evening low tonight, and expecting a mainly clear night. No high chances of precipitation, unfortunately. I think we'd all like to get some more rainfall, because then tomorrow they have a scorcher, 27 for their daytime high, so just a few digits from that 30-degree mark, and they are expecting a day full of mixture of some sun and clouds. So a scorcher indeed expected for North Battleford for their weekend on Saturday. Cold Lake will be going down to those double digits for tonight with a low of 10. They are expecting mostly cloudy conditions throughout the evening. They don't have a high chance of rainfall as well. It's going to be more of a clear and calm night, and they are expecting that 27 as well for their daytime high tomorrow and a sunny day. So they have a scorcher, so please make sure you are finding shade when needed, going inside with that AC if you have it. Make sure you have lots of water and you are using that sunscreen, because it's definitely going to be needed for this weekend. Here in the border city, we will be expecting those double digits for tonight with a low of 11. So we have a beautiful night expected for us here in the border city. If you want to go out for some drinks, patio season, tonight would be a good night to do it. We aren't expecting too high of a chance of rainfall either, so that's unfortunate. Hopefully we will be getting some rainfall later on next week. And then for our Saturday, we are expecting 26 for our daytime high. So we are also seeing a scorcher for tomorrow. So please make sure, like I said, you are drinking lots of water and using that sunscreen, because that is well needed. We are going to be having a very warm day for tomorrow. And ending off with a look at some of your weather photo submissions. Ending off this week, we are going to show a little bit more with the storm and everything last weekend and seeing these cloud shots. Got some great shots to keep showing off here. So once again, thank you to everyone that submitted. This one's from Brittany. Beautiful shot. This is at Bright Sand Lake. Thank you, Randy, for this. This is absolutely gorgeous. Love this shot. Another one from Classic Kathy. Thank you so much for this one. This one's even got the border markers in it, those matmos clouds. So love to see it. And this is the last one here from Tara. So thank you, everybody, once again. That's all I have for now. For a first look at your weather forecast.
Some great picks as always, Shelby. Thank you so much. Later in the show, we'll talk with Jamie Labacane, who's competing at the Calgary Stampede. The Cowboys Rangeland Derby Chuck Wagon races are celebrating 100 years of racing at the Calgary Stampede starting tonight. Our Thomas Wildman has more on a local driver who's competing in the event.
Today I'm joined by Jamie Labacane, a WPCA driver out of St. Walburg, Saskatchewan, and he is here today to talk to me about the fact that he is going to be attending the Rangeland Derby at the Calgary Stampede. And so thank you so much for being with me today, Jamie.
Oh, thanks for having me.
All right, Jamie, so this is your first year being a full-time WPCA driver. Tell me how the experience has been so far for you and your crew.
Been great. Came in not really knowing what to expect besides going to Grand Prairie last year. It was a little bit of a change. I'm not only running one outfit as opposed to two when I was running in the CPCA. So, it took me a bit to figure out, proper way of hooking those horses I'm not running in the mornings and stuff like that. But everybody's been really good, really accommodating, helped me out. And so far, so good. We've had a good season so far. Managed to win Medicine Hat and, had a good showing in Ponoka. A couple rough, like the last 2 days were a little rough, but I mean, I'm still sitting sixth in the world standings and looking forward to the Stampede.
And so, Jamie, you have been to the Calgary Stampede before and competed quite well. Hopefully, you guys will be competitive once again. Tell me what your goals are at the Calgary Stampede this year.
Obviously, I'm looking to, win it all, win the aggregate, win the dash. But at the same time, I'm just going to go in there. I got a pretty solid plan for my horses. Unfortunately, my good right leader got injured in in Pinoca. So I don't know if I'll have him for the Stampede. Might have him after. We'll just see how he rehabs and stuff. Nothing serious, but we're not going to push horses that have injuries. So I had to do some shuffling. I'll move my my 3/4 barrel right hand leader onto my 1/2 barrel. I actually won the dash in Medicine Hat with him on there. So he's not new to that outfit necessarily. I've ran him there three times now. So he's got some experience there. And then I had to move my left leader from my 3/4 barrel over to my right and move my third string up to left lead. But they're all really good horses. I got some really nice wheel teams going this year, so I'm hoping to have a strong showing. But I guess we'll see. Sometimes adversity, you find some more cream that'll rise to the top.
And Jamie, tell me a little bit about your outrider horses that you're going to be bringing to the Calgary Stampede.
Got rid of some of my older boys and kept some of my, most solid outriding horses. I've had a plethora of different outriders ride for me, but Hayden Monuello, he's rode for me at quite a few shows. He'll be throwing stow for me at the Stampede. And Trey McGilvery, he came on in Grand Prairie and in Pinoca. And he's been he's one of the best in the world. So I've been very fortunate, very lucky to have these good outriders. Outriding horses are sound. They're feeling good, and I think I got some of the best in the business, both riding and horses as well.
And finally, Jamie, tell me a little bit about how important your family and your friends and the sponsors that you have are to being able for you to get to go to the Calgary Stampede this year, as well as continuing down the WPCA trail.
I have some of the best crew in the world. First off, think my wife and my kids. They're my rocks in my world, and they give me such big support. And without them, we couldn't do it. My mom and my dad. Dad does all the scouting down south, buys me a lot of the horses. We send money down with them when they go down south, and he scouts and picks out horses for me, and then I go down and pick them up. And then he also helps with a lot of the coaching, picking the horses. And my mom does a lot of the training and helps us all summer. So great crew there, as well as Cage Miasga from Lloydminster, and Jamie Deering. She was out from Nova Scotia, now living in Alberta. She came out with us last year, and second year with us, and we're very lucky to have an experienced crew. And then, of course, my sponsors, Daveco Industrial Construction Services and Wild Rose Pump and Compression out of Lloydminster. They came onto me for the World Tour. Pretty much bought all the shows except for Pinoca and Century Downs because of the tarp sales. And I've been very fortunate to have such good backing. And I got a new sponsor going to the Stampede this year, Cowboys Nightclub and Casino. Very, very new to them. We're still meeting each other, feeling each other, but great people. They had me out to their club. A lot of fun there. Got a good organization, and also they're one of the major sponsors for the Rangeland Derby. So pretty fortunate to have such great.
Thank you so much for this interview, Jamie, and good luck to you at the Rangeland Derby at the Calgary Stampede.
Thanks, Thomas.
And now as we head to break, let's take a look at some pet photo submissions. We're getting to the end of the week now, so take a break. On Monday, though, submit pictures of your pets on our Facebook page for them to be featured on our newscast.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day.
Open Farm Days is taking place here in Alberta this August at different farms across the province. And a farm north of Vermilion, Chatsworth Farm, is taking part, opening their gates to the public. Charlotte joins me from Chatsworth Farms to talk a little bit more about Open Farm Days. So, Charlotte, how long has Chatsworth Farms been involved with Open Farm Days?
This will be our 4th year participating. So we've done it every year since 2020. And each year we've grown a little bit. And this year we have our artisan market is the biggest that we've ever had. We're incorporating some new hands-on activities and just some other elements that we're keeping some surprise. So you'll have to come out to the farm and see those for yourself. But it'll be the biggest event that we have hosted so far, which is really exciting. And we're very happy to share it with all of our visitors.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting to see how it's growing year after year. So basically, Open Farm Days, the idea is that different farms in Alberta open up their gates and allow people to come in and kind of experience a little bit about it. So you touched on that artisan market. I know there's some stuff you want to keep a surprise, but can you kind of take us through what else you have planned at your location?
Absolutely. There's a lot that I can share about. So we have our artisan market, and we have vendors that are coming from Lloydminster, the Vermilion area, the Edmonton area, quite a few places from all over the province. And then we have our guided farm and livestock tours. So we get to take everyone on a tour of all the animals, talk about them, their role on the farm, and how we do our farm to table program with all of our ingredients. We have machinery demonstrations. There is going to be a barbecue lunch where we're going to be serving up our farm's hot dogs. And then new this year, we have a couple of things that I can share about. So we're doing a seed planting station. So people are going to be able to plant some alfalfa sprouts, because our main event area is hosted in an alfalfa field. So it's very fitting. We also have a book signing with a master gardener from Calgary, Cheryl Normando. And then we're also going to have some live music from Mallory Chipman and her new EP. So that's going to just add an extra wonderful atmosphere to the day. So she's going to be doing a couple of sets throughout the afternoon.
So much planned there. That's sounds like a day full of so much different activities and fun events. Is this free to attend?
It is free. So admission is free. If you are wanting to bring cash or have your e-transfer ready, you can do that, because there's a little bit of a cost for the barbecue. Of course, if you want to do shopping with the vendors, there's that as well. But just to come and enjoy the day, absolutely free. And even if you want to bring your own picnic lunch, you are certainly welcome to do that as well.
And what day is this taking place?
Our farm is hosting on Saturday, August 19th from 11 a.m. until 5.
Amazing. So you were talking, you've been doing this for a couple of years now. What has the reaction been for those first couple times you've done it? I'm assuming a lot of the people are people that, aren't used to life on a farm or experiencing that kind of perspective.
We get about 50-50. So individuals who are from a farming background, our neighbors, community members, and then others who have never been out to a farm, or they just experience farm through what they see online. So for them, it's just such a wonderful opportunity. They get to ask questions. And for us, one of the things that is really important is I always ask people if they have questions, especially when we're doing the farm tours. Ask those questions when we're in front of those animals, because then it makes the most sense to just understand how we might be using the cattle or the horses or the poultry. So don't wait to ask those questions after the event. Ask those on site, no matter the farm that you're visiting. So then you can really appreciate and understand firsthand, because that makes everything fit together a little bit easier. So a lot of people just appreciate the time it takes, and it takes a lot of time to put everything together, and that it's our personal home, it's our farm, and it's not something that everyone has the opportunity to visit all the time. So they just appreciate that opportunity.
And finally, Charlotte, is there anything that people should know before they come? Just some key stuff to make sure that when they're coming, that they have a successful visit?
Make sure that you bring just some extra pairs of clothes, just in case. The last couple of years have been extremely hot. So bring your water bottle, bring some closed-toed shoes. We recommend it because we will be walking in and among some of the animals, and there's taller grass in places. So just so everyone is comfortable. And the number one thing that we do say, and we are negotiable on this one, is you do have to leave your pets at home for the safety of our animals and our other guests. So that's a big one. And make sure you bring your water bottle. We have water refills that we'll do from our really delicious, cold, clean well water. Perfect farm experience. And just bring your questions and bring your love of the outdoors and farming, and just be ready for a really good time.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking some time to talk with us all about it. I hope there's great weather and also a great turnout, and wish you guys the best of luck in August.
Thanks so much, Jace.
Some of the top drivers from the CPCA and the WPCA are here in Lloydminster for the North American Chuckwagon Championship. You've got a chance to see some great racing as the races continue tomorrow night and Sunday night. They take a couple days off and then continue on the track next Wednesday through to Sunday. For the non-race days, they've got a couple great events planned. On Monday, there's going to be a fundraising golf tournament with proceeds going to the Lloydminster and District United Way, and that includes a fun day out on the golf course. There's going to be a great meal and then entertainment from Kelly Taylor. And coming up on Tuesday, that's an equine therapy day, and they have more events planned as well. For the latest updates and all the information on the North American Chuckwagon Championships out here at the Lloyd X, just check out North American Chuckwagon Championships on Facebook. There's going to be plenty of fun and games for the entire family at the Lloyd X Fair. The Lloyd X Fair gets started on Wednesday, and it's going to start with a huge parade. So 10 a.m. Wednesday morning, that's parade day, and then you can bring the family out to the fair. The West Coast Amusements Midway, it's going to be here. There's going to be a petting zoo. There's going to be livestock shows. There's going to be a kids zone. There's going to be some great live entertainment and one huge concert this year. Next Friday night, Tom Cochrane. That show's coming up July the 14th, and tickets are available now. The Lloyd X Fair, it starts on Wednesday. Full details at LloydEX.com, and we hope to see you at the parade on Wednesday morning. And the Lloydminster Men's Shelter is hosting their first annual charity golf tournament coming up next Friday, July the 14th. Now is the time to get registered or give them a call for more details, 306-825-3977. Well, whatever you choose to do this weekend, we hope you stay safe and stay healthy.
What's Happening is brought to you by Northern Factory Workwear, Circle Drive East, Saskatoon, and Highway 17 South, Lloydminster.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery, downtown Lloydminster.
Thank you to everybody for joining us today for this week's entertainment panel, and we are doing something a bit different this week. We are starting off here at our local May Cinema 6 Theater. If you weren't watching last week, we actually ended off our panel while we were here sitting in these seats, so make sure to check it out because I think we had a great time, but we are going to be switching things up from now on for our panels.
Yes, I'm very excited about this, and it informs people who are watching what movies are in theaters that you can check out, get that theater experience. So I like this this change up.
Yep, and we had two movies that came out last week that we wanted to talk about again, just in case you didn't have time to be able to go and check them out. But starting off, we have Ruby Gillman, The Teenage Kraken, and this is a cute animated movie, DreamWorks. So if you didn't have time to check it out, it seems like it's a really cute.
Yes, and then we also have, for those adventure fans out there, we have Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Harrison Ford is back as the iconic Indiana Jones. So it's if you love action and adventure, this movie is definitely for you.
Yeah, so we got two very good choices. So if you didn't have a chance, we actually are going to take the time to kind of speak about how these movies have been doing so far and talk about the ratings. So we'll throw it back to in studio. And we are now back in studio.
Yeah. Kind of studio.
Yeah, kind of our little play studio, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
Don't really quite have that right now, but that's okay. But we are back here from May Cinema 6, and we really want to talk about the movies, of course, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, and Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken, just on how it's been going so far, you know, throughout the week, and some of their ratings. So we'll be starting off with Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Seems like it's not too bad with these reviews so far.
Yeah, pretty average, I think. You know, some people had some things to say, others, you know, kind of praised it. It got a 69 critic rating, which is whatever, but 88% audience rating, which I think is pretty good, pretty average, you know, definitely not a flop. Some of the reviews that I have, someone gave it a 3 out of 5, saying bleak shadow of the original movies, a little better than Skull, the Crystal Skull, but not much. So it's a little bit better than the Crystal Skull, which is the only one that I've seen. And then another one gave it 4 out of 5, saying I like the storyline a lot. However, the de-aging process for Mads Mikkelsen was not very good. Overall, it was very nostalgic. So people are getting that very nostalgic feeling from watching this movie. Of course, because Harrison Ford, he's a legend.
Of course.
And I think people are going to go see it based on him being back. Case in point, the next one gave it a 5 out of 5. Harrison Ford is always great as Indy. So, you know, he's getting a lot of love for this movie. But for the average, when I was looking, it was like an average 3 to 4 out of 5 stars. So now over the 4th of July weekend, the 5-day 4th of July weekend, it only brought in about $82 million. They were estimating 250 to 295 mil. So it could definitely be considered a box office flop, especially for the opening weekend when they thought that they were going to get so much more. You know, with Barbie and Oppenheimer coming out in a couple of weeks, it could be a little bit more trickier to compete with that. So hopefully, you know, they can rack it up before those release dates.
Yeah, and I think, you know, for some people, they kind of like to wait and see the reviews and see how it's going so far. So I think maybe this will kind of encourage people to get out there, you know, enjoy this Indiana Jones film, get to catch Harrison Ford. I think all the dads out there should be really excited. Especially here in the Border City, we still got it playing, and it actually will be playing tonight at 9:35 p.m. at May Cinema 6. But we also got the other one, Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken. And I think this one's kind of similar with the ratings that it had as Indiana Jones that we're kind of going through. Right now it shows that it's a 67% critic score, 82%, maybe possibly 83 now for audience. So it seems like they kind of got the same reviews going on, and it seems like a nice, cute DreamWorks film.
Yes, there was a lot of nice audience ratings, and so one was a 4.5 out of 5. Super cute movie with a great storyline. My 5-year-old and I enjoyed it. 5 out of 5. It was well done and a bit goofy, great for kids. And then one was 3 out of 4. I thought parts were funny, but it could have been a bit shorter. My daughter fell asleep. It's a 91-minute movie, so kind of average. But yeah, that one got 3 out of 4, I think, just because his little one fell asleep. So people are really liking this, and I think it's a great movie to take your kids if you want to, you know, spend the afternoon, you know, get them out of the house for the afternoon. I think this would be a perfect movie for them. It's brought in $17.2 million, and that's just in the U.S. and Canada, so it's more of domestic box office numbers. However, this is one of the lowest opening weekends of a DreamWorks animation movie in the history of the studio.
Oh boy.
So in terms of comparing it to the other DreamWorks movies, it hasn't been doing that well.
And I think this one is definitely a prime example of people maybe, you know, that's the risk of having original ideas, is when it's not like a franchise like Indiana Jones that can encourage more people to go out there. But with this new idea for DreamWorks, it's kind of like people might think, oh, sounds a bit weird, might not want to check it out, but then they see the reviews and says, oh, maybe it will be cute, I will check it out. So hopefully more people will go see that movie. I think it's going to be a great family film already from the reviews. It seems like kids are loving it.
Yeah, definitely something worth checking out for sure.
Yep, and for everybody here in the Border City, make sure to go on the website for May Cinema 6 because it's supposed to be playing throughout the day more, not too late, especially for a family-friendly kind of movie at 1:15 and 3:10 p.m. So that should be good. But it's nice to see these movies are doing so well in the box office so far. They could be doing better, but I think they will be.
Yes.
So that's great. But that's all the time we have for this week's entertainment panel. So thank you, everybody, for joining us today.
And that's all the time we have for this edition of Primetime Local News. Thank you all so much for joining us on this Friday night. Have a great night, and we'll see you back here again on Monday.